evening, everybody. Episode 33 on the Round 14 podcast. Now, I explained last week what I'm going to be doing with our co-hosts. It's not going to be a rotation. It's not going to be a guest co-host, pretty much, so to speak. It's going to be the same two people every week. Not every week. Same two people when they can do when they're able to do the show. So this week we have our good friend Rick Babcock again. And there he is, Mr. Rick.
Hi, Tony. I can't believe you had me back. I didn't wear out my welcome.
Well, Deb actually gave me a call and asked me. She's like, "Please make sure you bring him back at least once.
Okay.
You don't want to hurt his feelings." So
okay, that's good to know.
No, I love having you on, man. I think it went very well last week, and we had a good little back and forth conversation, and being the fans that we are with our passion for the characters of the movies that we're going to be doing. I mean, we have a lot we talked about. We talked about Batman. We talked about DC Comics. And so we have a lot of episodes coming up that we'll be on together. So it's good to have you back.
And I can't wait to spout out about those.
Yeah, well, that's the fun part about this podcast is that I do, we do a lot of Rocky, a lot of Sly shows, movies, fitness, whatever the case may be. But they can do DC Comics, we can do Batman, we can do Top Gun, Back to the Future. We can do these things that are pop culture or even have the same type of message where, they rose up again from their adversity or something. So it's fun. It's fun to have. But we thought we would talk this week about, we were talking last week about doing a fitness, kind of like a fitness program, I guess you could say. But talking about the Rocky montages, the training montages that he made so famous. The first montage he did for Rocky, to be honest, I mean, as much as I loved it, and there's a little quick shot of it, the first time we see him go train, he drinks those eggs and goes out there and he can barely make it up the stairs, and he goes to the Rocky steps. He's holding his side, he got that runner's cramp.
Let me. You probably heard this. I'm sure any Rocky buff knows this. The scene that was shot when he's running up the stairs the first time and he's holding his side, and then the scene where he's, later on he makes it all the way, was actually shot within an hour of each other.
Yeah, I thought they were back to back, but yeah. Well, that's great acting in its finest, right?
Absolutely.
He probably shot the scene where he was sprinting along the docks, and an hour after that too. So.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is just like, come on, he's amazing
moving along those docks, man. Holy crap!
What did I hear? 21, 22 miles an hour.
They were riding they were riding in a van or a truck, and the person that, from what I read, and the same with you, the person that was driving it was like they kept having to kind of press the gas a little bit. Okay, we're going a little faster than we expected. So
I had heard like 22 miles an hour. I mean,
hey,
damn,
that's pretty cool.
And he ran that far. I mean, like, I drive that far. I got to stop and take a nap.
I got to catch my breath when I get out of the car. But it's definitely the more, I don't know, lack of a better term, the more raw of the training montages.
Yes.
He's drinking raw eggs. He's jogging at the train station with the bricks in his hands.
Bricks, yep.
He's getting hit with the medicine ball in the stomach. He's doing skipping rope. He's hitting the heavy bag. And there was very little polish to it, which makes sense. I mean, look at what he was, the character that he was tossed into this spotlight that he's never had. And I mean, Christ, he wrote on the back of his sweatshirt, Italian Stallion, with a marker. So, I mean, he had no idea what to do.
Right.
But let's face facts. I mean, the first time you saw it, when the trumpets come on for Gonna Fly Now, and he's running in the train area of Philly. I mean, I never heard the song before in my life until that day. And then I was pumped up. I was in the theater with my dad. I was 10 years old. And I joke with everybody that he influenced me and millions of others. I know he influenced so many people to get into fitness and take care of themselves. But I was the only 10-year-old on the block who asked for a heavy bag and a speed bag. I got a speed bag, a heavy bag,
Right.
and a weight set with a bench.
No kidding.
And
Uh, if I can interject really quickly,
yeah, of course, man, of course.
I did not see it in the movies. I saw it on, like, I want to say, so it came out in 76, probably what, 77 or 78. It hit primetime TV,
Okay,
maybe ABC at that
okay,
time, Channel
yeah,
9,
probably,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
And I remember watching it in my living room with my mom and my dad and my little brother. And I remember after the movie ended, I got up and I was sparring with the refrigerator.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
no, we're alive.
I asked for a speed bag for that Christmas.
Yeah,
It was the
yeah,
first time, I mean, absolutely. It just draws you in. It's
it
like,
does, and I mean, I know a lot of people get influenced by movies, especially when they're in such an impact like that one, which obviously Sylvester Stallone got influenced by Steve Reeves in Hercules, seeing
sure.
him up on the screen and seeing that he made movies, but also looking at the physique he had, which in turn led him to try to emulate him and try to get into better shape for Rocky.
Hmm.
And then, of course, Rocky 2, he wound up having trainers and whatnot. But the definitely made me and made a lot of people, I'm sure, want to and get involved in that training. And
Oh yeah,
if you started really getting into it, then it becomes like a bug. Then it becomes something where you want to get better. Once you start seeing results, you want to do more.
sure.
And to see him not make it up the steps, and then of course at the end he does make it up the steps.
Right.
That sums it up right there. That sums it up
Absolutely.
right there.
It's
So
incredible.
anybody that got involved in fitness and because of him, he kind of trained along with Steve Reeves and influenced him, and now he's influencing millions to do the same thing. And along with Arnold Schwarzenegger and a lot of other
Oh, sure.
ones that keep themselves in shape. I mean, I saw an interview of Arnold. He was talking. Somebody was asking him, why does he still train? Why does he still go to the gym every day? He's 70 something years old. And his answer was, well, why do I breathe? He goes, that's
Sure.
just what I do. I
Yeah,
breathe. I get up every morning and brush my teeth and eat breakfast. I go train.
sure.
Somebody like him, it's engulfed in his, in his nature of living.
Yeah, it's second nature to him.
Hmm.
It's a way of
Hmm.
life. It's a
Yeah.
way of life.
But that montage got a lot of I don't want to say a lot of press, but it got a lot of comments about how well it was done and how motivational it was done. So I think I don't know. I'm assuming. I think that after that, when he was making Rocky 2, which we'll put this up here real quick,
Hmm.
he kind of felt like, well, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do it a little differently, a little better. Personally, I think the Rocky 2 montage I like better than Rocky.
Okay.
Uh, and in a different way. Of course, the Rocky montage is, it's classic. It's the first one. It always has a special meaning seeing them fly up those stairs for the first time.
Sure.
But two, when you start from the beginning, when of course Adrian talks to him and says, "I want you to do me a favor."
Oh.
Again, I saw that in the movie theater,
Okay.
and I was about 12,
Okay.
maybe a little bit older. I forget. I think it came out in 79,
I believe. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, so I was 13. You want to talk about a theater erupting? Oh my god! When she said "win," the place went
I,
ballistic.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, how could you not? And then they show him doing what he's doing with that log
Oh
on his
my.
shoulders,
I
doing
remember
like the
doing.
crab walk.
Yes. I remember doing that back in the woods, where I grew up, and
Mhm.
I found a log.
Did
It
you?
was really light, and I was and I was young, but I'm like, I
Yeah,
grabbed the log and I put it over
yeah,
my shoulders and I'm walking around and doing all that stuff, just pretending, emulating,
yeah.
you know.
Oh,
I,
absolutely,
back at that,
absolutely.
long, long time ago.
Yeah,
It sticks with you. It
it
it just
does.
it
It
makes you
absolutely does.
want to be better. It just really,
Exactly. That's
yeah.
exactly it. And I remember watching the scene. He's got the bar. He's got 45s on each side, and he's going up
Yes.
and down, up and down. I remember doing that with
Still do
weights.
it.
I remember him. He's doing his flies like this, and
Oh my
I
god.
remember doing those.
Yes.
And, like you said, you're emulating me. You want to be better. You're like, look at him. He's getting you so pumped up. I want to be, and I wouldn't say you wanted to be him, but you kind of did. But you
Yeah.
wanted to just be better, you.
Yes.
And like I said, once you start seeing some results, or the weight you were using is now getting a little bit lighter, so
Sure.
you got to put a little bit more on. You're starting to progress and make a
Absolutely.
difference,
Absolutely.
and it just gets you going. But yeah, that one there, I have not been to a Philadelphia Eagles game,
Okay.
but I do know that
Yes.
they show that on the jumbotron.
Yes, they
They
do.
sh- they show a little montage of Rocky training montage,
And if you
and then
listen closely,
an Eagles player and stuff.
if you listen really closely,
Uh-huh.
you can hear the bells. You can hear the music, the Rocky music being
Uh-huh. In the
played
background.
in the background, and I'm like, you know what? I'm an Eagles fan now. You know,
I,
I'll always
you
be a
know what?
Jets fan, but I'm second
I
place
mean,
is
I've everybody knows I'm a Giants fan,
that's right.
and obviously the Eagles is the arch enemy, as the Cowboys are and
Sure.
stuff. But I tell you, I'm surprised the Eagles don't go to Super Bowl every year with that kind of music before
Oh
they
my
play.
God. Yeah. You walk out of the tunnel and you're like, you're ready to go.
Oh my lord! But yeah, so that music, and then of course the running scene. He has the running scene now. Instead, he's not running alone, which I thought was a very cool little little twist on it. Now he ran alone the first time, and now he's got thousands of kids or 700
Right.
kids running
Right.
alongside. The city's with him, flying up those stairs. I mean, he
Oh
was
yeah.
moving.
Yeah, he was.
I never got into the running when I was younger. Um,
It's tough. It's
yeah,
tough.
and some people, I did run. I played baseball and football,
Yep.
and of course, you're running laps for when you're doing your
Sure.
drills.
Sure.
But starting to run, I didn't start doing that until later, till I was probably almost 40.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, absolutely. I agree completely. I growing up and playing baseball and football and being a catcher, my
Mhm.
knees
Yeah,
are my knees are
yeah,
pretty bad. And
mhm,
so running now, I love to run.
yeah,
I used to do 5 miles. Now it hurts.
yeah.
So
No, I get it.
I gotta find other ways, whether
Yeah,
it be the elliptical or
I
just
get
maybe
it.
try to
Yeah,
get 12,000 steps.
like you just said, though, but you find other ways. You don't
Yes.
quit. You don't
No.
quit. That's not in your mentality anymore. You
Keep
don't
moving
quit.
forward,
That's it.
you know?
Yeah, I didn't start running until a lot later, and now when I do the Rocky run, I do the virtual Rocky run every year.
Yes,
They
me
send
too.
me the shirt and the medal and whatnot,
Yes,
and
me too.
I I walk very quickly and I lightly run on
Mhm.
occasion, but my time is not even close to what I mean.
No.
I do the 3 mile. It's 3.1 miles. I do it in
Yes,
45 minutes. Four,
right.
45 minutes,
Yeah.
15-minute miles.
Well, let me tell you. So Deb and I will do the Rocky Run virtually as well.
Mhm.
And so one year I'm like, let's do the 10, you know.
Oh, I
And,
did that.
but,
Yeah,
but
brutal.
even the 3.1. So, Deb being she's got illnesses or whatever. So anyhow, we would just walk.
Mhm. Yeah,
We go to the Onondaga Lake Parkway over here
yeah,
in Syracuse, and we would just put on our step counter and we would walk. And at that point in time here in Syracuse, it's cold.
sure. Yeah,
In November, it's usually cold. We do as much as we could outside, and then we go to the mall and we'd
yeah.
walk in the
Yeah, but
mall.
you're still doing it. That's the way I feel about it too.
Yeah.
Like way back when I did a few 5Ks that I had respectable times in, but I want to finish. That's my
Yes.
only goal, is that I
Yes.
finish to earn the shirt and the medal.
Right. I don't
And
want to just hang it up and be like,
yeah,
"Oh, I did that." No, I want
right.
to me, I got to earn it.
Of course.
You
Of
got to earn
course.
it. I mean, come on.
What was there a particular training part in Rocky 2 that stuck out for you more than others?
Oh God.
Was it the one arm push-ups maybe, or was it the dumbbell work or the heavy bag work?
It was probably like the weights, because even now, like you said, with the military presses in front and behind your back, I still incorporate those into my
Yeah.
workouts. You
Yeah.
know, 10 front, 10 in back, 10 in front,
Yep.
and it was always the weights. But I loved. always loved the boxing stuff. I love to do the boxing down here. Amateur, no. Professional,
Yeah,
never.
yeah. You have a bag down there
I got a
in your
heavy
room.
bag. I got a
Oh,
speed
nice,
bag. I got my
nice,
bench. I got a treadmill and
sweet.
elliptical and all that stuff. And but let me tell you, and I'm going to jump ahead just a smidge. Okay, reel me in if you need to. Um,
Are we going to Rocky 3? Okay, skip it. Okay.
just a little
Okay, go
bit.
ahead. That's okay.
So when I get on the speed bag, and I was telling Deb this earlier, when I get on the speed bag, now I don't know about you. Okay, I've tried to work out to other music, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
I know I'm going way off topic here. I'm sorry,
yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
You know, my favorite soundtrack is Rocky Balboa. Favorite soundtrack. It's got everything on there.
yeah.
When I get to my portion of the workouts with the speed bag, it has got to be Hearts on Fire with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. No questions asked. I don't
Right,
care
right,
what song is playing, doesn't matter because
right.
Rocky 4, he's on the speed bag and it's Hearts on Fire. And I
Yep,
got to do that 3
yep.
minute boom, 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 boom.
He's in that barn. He's got
Yes,
yeah. That's a great scene.
yes.
Great scene.
You know, I think it's, a lot of people I've heard talk about, uh, oh, what's the other song? Rocky
In Rocky
4.
4,
Yeah, in the car.
Burning Heart.
No, no, no. Well, is that the one with the car? He's driving in the
Oh
car
no,
and
that's No Easy Way Out.
no
Yeah,
easy way. Everyone's
Robert
like, no
Tepper.
easy way out.
Yeah.
I'm like, Robert Temper. I'm like, no, I got to go with John Cafferty. Eddie in the,
Funny story to Easy Way Out. Again, we're drifting
oh,
here.
yeah, we're
But
drifting.
I had a car. I had a Toyota Celica in '86, and
No, very well.
it was a stick shift.
Yeah.
When that No Easy Way Out came on, I wasn't in a Toyota Celica at that point.
No,
I was
yeah.
in a Lambo.
Are you looking around,
Yeah,
looking in the rear?
it's so sad.
I know.
Well,
It
let's
is.
touch base on Rocky 3 like we were going
Okay, okay,
before.
okay.
Let's see. Let me.
I
So
know.
Rocky 3, obviously, Apollo is training Rocky at this point. So the training is very different and very unorthodox to what Rocky's used to. And this was
Yes.
all about building up speed, where he was doing the sprinting on the beach and he was
Yes.
doing his laps in the pool. He was doing it, still doing. He's bouncing the ball in the
Yes.
ring. He's kind of trying to get light on his feet so he can move back and forth.
Right.
Very, very different training. I don't want to say it's my least favorite because nothing in Rocky World is my least favorite. But as far as, I mean, it pumps me up. It's
Sure.
definitely a great part of the movie. But I think because of how it's get done, it doesn't like really get me going like the other
Right.
ones did. That's just for me.
Okay.
That's just
So
for me.
with Rocky 3, you showed the picture when
Mhm.
he's doing the on the very top picture that there, getting light on your feet and moving around
Mhm.
and you know
Mhm.
that there was what kind of, if there was one of the scenes. The beach
Mhm.
scene was, I thought the Adrian speech was more, but the that scene where him and Apollo when he's getting the move down, I
Mhm.
was like, oh, okay, because
Yeah.
I'm a big guy. You're a big guy. To be light on your feet,
Yeah. It's not easy.
we're not. I know.
But the funny part about that is that Carl Weathers is not a small guy.
No, he's not.
And you saw the way he danced around the ring in Rocky and Rocky 2.
He's
And
like
I
a brick
mean,
shithouse.
he was, light on. He was like Muhammad Ali, like
Yes.
float like a feather, and
Oh
float like
yeah.
a butterfly. I mean, and sting like a bee. He was light on his feet. But you're right. When you saw them both in unison
Yes.
doing that dance back and forth and their feet going,
That
you
got
kind of
me.
got what Apollo was trying to do. And
Yes.
it was almost like, I mean, he was training him. Clubber Lang was, I don't want to say Mike Tyson-ish, but kind of. I mean, he was
Sure.
brutal. He
Yep.
connected with you. You didn't know your name anymore.
Right.
But if you come up against a true boxer who could land the jabs at
Hmm.
speed and get
Hmm.
in and out, you're going to lose,
Right.
which is exactly what happened.
Right.
And that was the only fight that went 3 rounds. It didn't go the whole 15 rounds.
Right.
That was the shortest of the ones. So we'll go back. We'll go back to Rocky 4 now, since we were kind of talking that.
Sorry.
No. Listen. Let me take this down. We'll put it back up. That's the thing of the show. I originally pitched this show. I was telling my wife about doing it. That I said I want it to be like I met my buddies at the sports bar and we just started chatting. Now,
Absolutely.
do we stay on topic? God, come on, you've been at the bar with your buddies. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
stay on topic.
No.
You're all over the place.
Absolutely.
You start here, you go there, you go here, you go
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
So especially once a couple drinks come in. But
Yeah.
yeah, so once we drift off, but that's
Cheers.
what makes it fun. I only have water. Sorry.
All right. Well, I got. I'm
I
gonna.
have
I'm
to be
gonna have.
prepared next episode.
I'm gonna have to show props to the Sly Stallone shop with the
Oh,
Rambo
you got the
glass.
Rambo glass. Oh,
Yes,
cool.
with a little bit
Nice.
of let's see what movie. Bullet to the head. Bullet.
Oh, you got bullet?
Bullet.
Nice.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. Very
Sorry for
nice.
those non-drinkers, but
No, nice
you know,
bullets good.
Bullet's
Bullets,
good. Bullet's
that's a
good.
nice one. So
What a great movie
now
too.
see now,
What a great
so we'll
movie.
go back to Rocky 4 here with the top part. I put in a post on round 14. That top part was a little homage to Steve Reeves in
Yes.
Hercules.
Okay.
So was the beard,
Yes.
for that matter.
And
And then
I
of
never
course you got
knew. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
no, go no, no, no.
I never knew that the beard wasn't real.
I didn't for a long time. I did find out years later, but I didn't for a long time.
I
I
thought
didn't
it
know
was
either.
his.
Yeah, I did too.
I'm like, I'm trying.
I know.
For the
So he's
winter
got
time.
the one part there. He's got the log on the shoulders again. This time, obviously, a lot harder to do in 3 feet of
Yes.
snow or whatever it is.
Oh
And
yeah.
then, of course, that leg
Oh,
body extension, Bruce Lee move, whatever it is. I just
I
I'm
tried those
sorry.
once.
I tried. I tried.
Once.
Of course, I tried.
Oh,
I got like remember an Officer and a Gentleman when Louis Gossett was getting on Richard Gere and he's telling him 6 to 8, 6 to 8. Yeah, I
yeah.
got 6. I got 6. I was right on there.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I got.
That's crazy
Horrible.
stuff.
But
The
I mean,
man.
you look at him though. I mean, the shape he's in that movie is
Oh,
just. We've all heard the stories of he had 26 cups of coffee,
oh, and Rocky
couple can,
3.
couple cans of tuna
Yeah.
for Rocky 4. Rocky 4, he said he was standing on his head in between takes
Yes.
so that he wouldn't get lightheaded, so he would keep blood flowing to his head.
Right.
That's some serious dedication right there.
Yeah, but then he came out. It wasn't that awful long ago. He said, "I don't recommend that kind of."
Oh, sure. Well, once he was
You know.
doing it, he was so into it, and he was a lot younger. Obviously, that was 85, so he was almost 40.
Yeah.
He was 39 there. But that training, I mean, that training was just put the training montages over the top. I mean,
Right.
between the chopping the wood and the throwing the rocks on that sled, and then you had the contrast between Drago's
Oh, the technology. Yeah.
technology and
Yeah.
his raw caveman workout. I mean, it was
Right.
just so well done.
Right. And
So well done.
like we talked a while ago, earlier about was I'm out in the backyard and I'm moving rocks and I'm like
Yeah.
in my head I got Rocky 4 playing. I'm like,
What's
hey,
so funny about that?
he can pick these up. I can pick these up, and I'm
It's so
picking them
funny.
up.
I think I'm like 15 years old. I'm on the
Yeah.
job site. I'm moving these huge 2x4s, and I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's so funny. That's true though. It's so true.
It is. And
But that training montage was amazing.
it's funny
Amazing.
how when you're doing something as a Rocky fan, I guess, you're doing something in the moment and this comes into it just seeps into your brain and comes out in your actions. Like I remember a few
Mhm.
years ago, I grew up on a farm and my dad had hurt his back and mom called me and she's like, Rick, you got to come over and help dad. Dad can't do it or whatever.
Mhm.
We got to pick up the bales of hay. Yeah, okay. It's August. It's 100 degrees outside. I'll be right there. Just give me
Right.
20 minutes to get there. And I get there. Not what I wanted to do, but I'm like, okay. So I got like the music in my head playing, and I'm
Yeah.
running. I'm grabbing bales, and I'm throwing them up on the wagon. I felt it, but
Sure.
but in the moment, you're like, I'm Rocky. I'm
Yeah.
Sly. I'm
Yeah, you're
Stallone,
doing
and
it.
I'm doing it. I'll pay for it later, but right now I'm the Italian stallion.
Getting it done. No, exactly. I get it. I get it completely. I understand.
Sure, sure.
So after that, there was no real training montage in Rocky Five.
No.
There was a small one with Tommy, but it was very choppy. Those who know me know I'm not a huge Rocky Five fan, and but I would have given its due if it warranted it, but it didn't really have a montage
What?
like the others
Just the
did.
just the jogging, and a little bit of ring
Yeah, they were
work.
doing some one-arm push-ups in the ring and stuff, so it
Yeah.
didn't really have that. So we didn't see another true montage until Balboa,
Oh,
where I mean, this one he kind of went back to the old school. He's hitting a taped up heavy bag. He's jogging again up the stairs. He's deadlifting and military pressing, slamming kegs on the ground,
hmm,
doing dumbbell punches under ropes and stuff. I mean, he was just building hurting bombs, as Duke
that's
said.
right. And
The
and and let me tell you something. When Duke gives him this, and then Rocky comes back and gives him this, I have that picture hanging up right there. And every time I see that, it's like it just gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, yeah,
Right
I
now, just
bet.
talking about it, I'm looking at
Yeah.
the picture and I'm like, it still gives me goosebumps.
Oh,
It's
Duke was so inspirational. My God. I
yes.
mean, Jesus. I mean, even when he was training Apollo,
Yeah.
even when he was yelling at him, I mean, not so much in Rocky, but definitely in Rocky too, especially when he was trying to get him pumped up for the fight. And then, of
Hmm.
course, when he was telling him to stay away,
Right.
he was just so pumped up. And then, three, he was a little bit involved, not as much as Apollo. And then, of
Right.
course, we know how he was in four. He was just off the charts in four. I mean, this is everything. Give him everything you got, all your strength, all your power, all your love. I mean, I want to punch the TV every time I see,
I know.
see that.
I
I'm like,
know.
yeah, dude, tell him.
Oh my God. Duke is like, ah,
Well, even
amazing.
in Balboa, remember when um oh my God, Tarver breaks his hand, not Tarver. Well, it is Tarver, but
Well, yeah,
um,
Mason
yeah,
Dixon.
but Mason Dixon breaks his
Go after
hand.
him.
Yeah,
Go
I mean
after him.
he didn't blink an eye. He's like, go
No.
after him, get
Yeah.
him. He
Yeah.
knew. He knew
Yeah.
that was his
Absolutely.
chance.
Oh, yeah.
But Balboa, Balboa came out in 86 and I was 40 in 86. I'm 10 years 20 years
Th-
younger than
Was it
Sly.
it? No, 2006.
I'm sorry, I apologize. You're right. 2006. Um and I was born in 66. Sly was born in 46. He's 20 years older than me. So I was 40 when it came out. And wrong one. I'm sorry. But this one here, he looked like this at 60. 60.
Oh my God.
Now, I understand my wife always argues with me. She's like, "Hun, that's his job. He
True.
has he has a gym, he has a personal trainer, he has a personal chef. That's his job. His job is to look like that. So
Right.
it's easier for him to look like that than it is for the average Joe who puts in
Absolutely.
40 hours a week. But in the same respect, when you're 20 years older than me and you look like that, now
Right.
you know why he inspires so many
Right.
to run or to lift weights or to box. I mean, he
Right.
even got me in the ring when I was 16 when Rocky 3 came out. I
No
went
kidding.
the police department had what they called the PBA, it was the Police Boxing Association.
Hmm.
And it was in New York. And I went there. I actually went there just to learn how to box. A bit, but that I enjoyed. I wanted to do it more and more. It was so funny too. Long story short, there was a guy there who ran it, and he was an old gruff trainer, which I think that's the requirement to be when you work at a boxing gym. He was
Right.
a Mickey
Right.
type, no sugarcoating anything. So when I went in,
Right.
I said, "Look, I just want to learn how to box." I said, "I want the basics, just so I could defend myself, or just so I can enjoy it." And he's busting my chops. Oh yeah, I know. Italian guy saw Rocky. Come on in, let's go. He's saying that to me right off the bat. So I said, "Can I spar with somebody after you teach me?" "Oh, you're sparring now. You've been here a week. You want to spar? Okay." He's like, "Go train. You finish training when you're ready to spar. I'll let you know." So like a month goes by, and his name was Gus. I'll never forget his name. And I was like, Gus, I'm ready to spar. He's like, all right, smart Aleck, get in the ring. So he sends in this guy. His name is Ruben. I'm I'm 5'9", and when I was 16, I was probably 5'7", maybe. Ruben came in, he might have been 5'1", 5'2",
Okay.
real skinny, thin. I don't know he was some type of Hispanic. I don't know if he's Puerto Rican, Mexican. I don't know what he was, but he was some type of Hispanic. I thought Ruben had 6 friends with him in the ring. I was getting hit. I was getting hit with shots I didn't even see coming. I didn't know he was behind me. I'm yelling, ring the bell. I was just,
Call time out. Call time out.
I walked out. I'm like, all right, Gus, you made your point. I'll go back to
Yeah.
the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sparred once. I went to a gym, and this guy, he was a amateur boxer, and I had met him at a local Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever.
Mhm.
And, you know, he knew I was a big Rocky fan. We got talking. He's like, yeah, come out to the gym and spar and, you know, train with me, and learn my lesson that night, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. You don't really realize it. You know, I mean, Sly has been in so much training and so much emphasis on realism for the films where he understands it. You know, he would know about what to do and stuff. And
Right.
of course, if you've done it, you kind of know. But when you first do it and you first get in, you know, and you have somebody who's blocking punches or sliding punches
Hmm.
or hitting you,
Hmm.
it's a whole different world.
Absolutely. And I remember this one thing where Sly said, and I'll never forget it because I don't remember who it was, but I remember this person was like, Sly, you inspired me to become a boxer. He's like, wait a minute. I can yell cut.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly
and
right.
I'm like, yeah, that's a really good point.
That's a great point because, you
Yeah,
know, when you're in there and hey, I had the headgear on, you know, I mean,
absolutely.
I wasn't out there bare.
Sure.
It was a sparring match. But
They
let's
still
face
hurt.
it, it still hurt. It
It
sure
still
did.
hurts. Yeah.
But he was in such good shape for all of his films. And I'll throw this up here real quick. You know, there he is up on top with Dolph Lundgren. That was the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine. So was the bottom right. Look, I mean, look at his physique. You know, we all know he's trained with Franco Columbo.
Right.
You know, those other pictures there are recent, fairly recent anyway. He's lifting that up. I mean, he was probably 65,
Oh,
maybe even a little younger. But when it's again like Arnold, when it's in your blood and in from when you were 30 and now you're
right.
75. Now, granted, I started dealing with weights and boxing and training and whatnot 10, yeah, but seriously, like 15,
Okay.
give or take. So yeah, I've been doing 40 years on and off. You know, I have my spurts of time where I don't go and all, but not close to these guys. These guys are just
No.
amazing. They really are.
See, and
Really
I'm a
are.
little bit different. I started later, and I probably was in my 30s, you know,
Oh wow. Okay.
when I really, really started hitting the weights, you know, and training and, you know, boxing,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
down here in my basement with the heavy
Hmm.
bag and the speed bag and whatnot. So I was a late bloomer, but it was always the
You still
Rocky
got it.
movies.
Right.
It was
Exactly.
always the Rocky movies. But then again, I grew up watching Ali and Frazier
Hmm.
and Holmes.
On
You know,
Wild World of Sports for free.
absolutely Howard Cosell. You know,
I watched
you know,
Ali Frazier. I mean, I remember seeing
yes,
all those fights. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the Frazier was always my favorite. You know,
Frazier and Ali was on. I remember seeing those
yeah,
fights and Holmes and
yeah,
you know, they all Sugar Ray Leonard
oh yeah,
and Duran. I remember
yeah,
those fights. You know, yeah. I mean, it like you said, it got me interested in something that I probably wouldn't have got interested in if
right,
it wasn't for him.
yeah.
You know, and he's
Friday,
inspired so many people to do even just to get even just to make themselves a better version of who they are or to help them with their own personal health issues.
sure,
I mean, how many people that are Rocky fans and they started training and taking care of themselves and got themselves in better physical condition because of a Rocky movie. And when it happens, it doesn't matter. If it happens
Right.
at 20, 30, 40, 50, doesn't matter.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. You could even drift away. I mean, I'm kind of rambling a little bit.
It's
In
okay.
'06 when Balboa came out, I went through probably a good 3 or 4 year not taking the best care of myself,
Hmm.
and I was definitely one of my heaviest points. And long story short, I was diagnosed with a heart condition, and the doctor flat out told me it's something that I can control if I really change my diet and
Hmm.
exercise. And
Sure.
then Balboa comes out. Literally, like 2 weeks later, Balboa comes out. So of course I go see it. So what
Oh
do you
yeah.
think that does? He's older in it. I'm older.
Yum.
He's training. It just influenced me to get back on the horse and take care of myself and
Absolutely.
just do what you need to do.
Yep.
It's amazing on how much influence he's had on how many people. I mean, I hope lots of people are watching this episode, and I'm sure 9 out of 10 of them have been influenced in some way.
Oh, sure. I mean, you go and you watch I mean, people who are our age, I think Balboa resonates more,
It does when you're older. Yeah, absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know, as
Yeah.
opposed to like when Rocky came out, we were younger and whatnot.
Hmm.
But I mean, and I don't want to get off topic on that because that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, we can do that in an episode.
Because Balboa I mean, that could be like a 3 episode thing. But,
Yeah, that's my
you
second
know,
favorite.
oh, yeah.
That's my second favorite.
I've
Close.
probably watched Balboa more than I've watched them all. Probably because like our age
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
all of everything just hits home. It just
Mhm.
hits home, you
Yeah,
know.
no, agreed,
And
agreed.
I'm kind of where you are back in '06, where
Mhm.
I haven't really, since I've retired and whatnot, I haven't been doing any training where I
Uh-huh,
should have been, but it's
uh-huh.
been kind of chaos around here.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and then with my home improvement stuff, it's been very
right.
busy. So, you know, I
It's
try
hard
to,
to squeeze it in. You
it
wanna sit
is,
here, you wanna tell yourself it's an excuse, which I guess it is.
it
We could
is,
sacrifice 60 minutes a day,
it is.
but in the same respect, it's difficult. I get it. I
But I'll
get it.
throw, I'll throw,
It's not our job to look like this
right.
at 56, 57 years old.
I'll
You
throw a
know,
name out
well,
there and it's,
having said what you said, why don't we have a little friendly competition, and
okay.
we could do like a 90-day fitness challenge.
You're gonna make me get up early. I'm gonna kill you.
I don't care how you do it.
Don't make me wake up early.
I don't care how you do it. You could do.
I
I can't get up too early. I got to get up early as it is. I got to be on the job site early.
Yeah,
Most of the time, my job site's an hour away, so I got to get up
30,
early as it is.
30 years at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
yeah.
enjoying 8.
No, I don't care when you get up. Let's do this.
Okay,
We'll do measurements,
okay.
since those are the truest
Oh boy.
form of how you look.
Oh boy.
We can do we'll do a little before picture. We could do them with our
Oh,
shirts on if you want.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't want to scare people. They'll call the police and stuff.
Oh, I know. They'll tune me. They'll be like, put a hand over him.
And then of course we'll do the weight, and just friendly. We'll do for every 2-3 weeks. Maybe once a month for the 90 days. We'll
Okay.
take a look and see where we stand. Start eating a little better. And however you want to do yours, and however I want to do mine. And let's see, what is this? February 21st, 20th?
20th, I believe.
Yeah, 20th. So March, April, so May 20th.
Okay.
So sometime towards the end of May,
Okay.
which will be good because the end of May is my wedding anniversary. So if I look
Oh,
good
there
for
you
three
go.
months, see,
There you go.
I didn't
Yeah. See, it works
get
out.
some perks there. That's good. I
And it'll
know
be
I
good.
weigh 234 now, and it's not a pretty 234. I don't have 234 and I'm muscle. So it's
Yeah, there's a big difference between, you know, 230 and then I mean, I don't know if you've
and
probably
cut
seen it.
230.
Yeah, you've probably seen on Instagram where they show the one guy, he's
Yeah.
ripped at 230 and the other
Yeah.
guy, he's
Well,
got a
again, let's go
big old
back
beard.
to Melba.
Yeah.
He's probably 220 here.
I
I
think
think
they
if I remember correctly, I think he was
28
221 or something.
I
218.
218. 218 I was
Okay.
gonna say.
Okay. So still, but
218.
look, you can see his abs. You can
Oh,
see his, I mean, he got his pecs. Look at the striations in his shoulder. I
yep.
mean, he's not Rocky 3 or 4, obviously, but
Right.
I'll look like that in 90 days. I'll be more than happy. So yeah, let's do that.
I'd like to
We'll
have
keep
one
up with
ab.
each other.
One ab.
Have a 6-pack. Have a 2-liter.
We got some kegs going on.
That's it. That's it. Oh, that's so funny. Well,
Hey,
yeah,
if
let's
we
do
can't
that though.
laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right?
Exactly, exactly. Well, I laugh myself, and I took all the mirrors out of the house, so it's easier.
There you go. There you
So,
go.
but yeah, we'll do that. We'll what we'll do is we'll post our numbers. All right, we'll be
Okay.
honest about it. We'll tell them what our numbers are, and then we'll start. We'll do however you want to do it, however I want to do it,
I'll have
running
to.
early, late,
I'll.
night, whatever.
I'll have to.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, the slide
I'll have to
moves.
reread my book again.
Yeah, I have that as well. I have that as well. I was not lucky enough to get a signed copy. I know he was
No.
actually on a book tour, I think, right? For that.
Right. Right. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Can you imagine?
Nah, see,
But
they don't come down to Florida.
wasn't it between like 4 and 6? Well, 4 and
Yeah,
Balboa.
it
He
looks
had
like
a he
if you
had like
look
a
at the pictures of him,
hiatus.
yeah, you look at the pictures of him, it looks like maybe before Copland type of
Yeah.
deal. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
He didn't
But yeah,
have
it
like
was definitely
a
after
lot of
5 'cause
yeah, he didn't have a lot of stuff coming in, and it wasn't
mm-mm, mm-mm.
until Balboa where he really reinvented himself again
Yeah,
and
pretty
really got
much.
his name. And after Balboa, he's taken
Yeah.
right back off again. I mean, the
No,
man just
absolutely.
reinvents, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
my God, it's just
It's
amazing.
amazing.
This guy, what he can do, and any one of us can do that if we put our mind to it.
Yep.
So if you're
Yep.
gonna make me get up at 7, I'll get up at 7.
No, like I said, you don't have to get up early. Look, here's the deal, right? So here's the goal we want to get to, and here's where we're
Okay,
starting. If you want to go this way, I go this. It doesn't matter what way
that's
you
right.
go.
That's
Let's
right.
just get
That's right.
there. Let's just get there.
Okay.
So
All right.
if I know we have this going, I'll take it more seriously.
Absolutely. I'll break out the tape and tape up the knees.
Yeah, yeah. No, I got. I'm going to measure myself tonight. I'll get some measurements down. We could put those up there as a starting point, and
Okay.
then we'll see.
Okay.
And if we the bottom line is, do we feel better? Do we look better?
Right.
That's really all
Right.
that matters.
Okay.
So awesome. Another
Okay.
good show, my friend. Another good
Absolutely.
show.
This is so much fun.
It is, isn't it?
I
It's like
I
we're just
love doing this with you. This is so cool. You know.
it's so funny because I never thought I would be doing this. I just
Oh
didn't
yeah.
think I would, but it's kind of fun. And what's really fun is when people comment or say things or message us or whatever. Hey, great show. Oh, that made me laugh. Oh, I like this, or if you bring up the book, oh, I love that book. I have that book. All this little
Sure.
stuff that you're kind of touching on other people.
Sure.
So it is
Did you
definitely cool.
did you say that this was I'm sorry. Did you say that this was episode 33?
Episode 33.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So a while back you would pose the question, and I'm going way off. The Rocco Bob 33. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
you had asked, where the heck did he ever come up with that name? So Rocco, we all know that, right?
Right. That's obvious. Right.
Bob, Robert from Rocky, Robert.
Oh, from Rocky. Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
The 33 is actually my favorite player's number from the Baltimore Orioles, who was Eddie Murray.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's the Rocco Bob
Nice.
33.
Eddie Murray. Yeah, Eddie Murray was on the Mets for a little while too. Past
Yes,
his
he was.
heyday.
Yes, he was on the tail end of his career, but
Yeah.
that's where it came from. I know
Nice.
it's a question everybody's asking. I'm only
Well,
teasing.
yeah. Well, first of all, let's touch base on this is the merchandise that Rick makes. A little
Oh,
metal
thank you.
coaster there. I got street signs. I got hat that I wear on occasion. He makes T-shirts. He makes all kinds of. If you want to support the show, that'd be great. I would love. We would appreciate that. But in the same respect, you could personalize this to be whatever you want. I mean, you could write Stallion Street. You could even do
Absolutely.
anything on your own personal stuff if you wanted. If your name
Sure.
Tom
Sure.
Road or whatever you want to put on there. And
Absolutely.
mentioning the Rocco Bob 33, this is whoops, sorry, wrong one. That's the episode. There's Rocco
Hey,
Bob 33. That's his
who's that ugly guy?
Instagram there. He's got no goatee, and then the Rocky 4 jacket. There he is.
Yeah, depending on the
But
weather.
yes, go on Instagram there and take that down, message him. He'll be more than happy to make a sign for. I got the sign behind me here, the Round 14th Street sign.
There you go.
That was
That,
Apollo and
yep,
Stallion
yep.
and stuff. He makes really, I mean, the street signs are amazing. They are so nice.
Thank you.
But yeah, definitely go visit him. Let him know what you want. But this was a great episode. I enjoyed it as always. A lot of fun.
Absolutely. I look
And
forward to doing it again. As long
and
as
we
my
and oh, we
welcome.
will. Like I said, it's either you or Sophia.
Okay.
Sophia, to be very honest, Sophia, I'm going to say Sophia is probably good for one a month. So that means I'm going to be hitting you up for 2 or 3.
You got it.
It depends on what she has going on. I know we're going to be doing. I've been saving the Marvel episode for her,
Okay.
considering how big of a fan she is. So,
Well,
but yeah, we'll definitely
let,
doing more.
let me pose this to you. If you ever want to do like with 3 boxes,
Mm.
with you and Sophia and I,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
discuss Marvel, because I'm a very big Marvel and DC fan.
Oh well, if you're
Very.
see, I like Marvel. When I was younger, I dabbled in Spider-Man and Captain America a little bit,
Okay.
but not as much. Like I read Batman from little boy
Sure.
on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But and of course, with the movies that came out, I started getting more involved in Marvel. What Rocky is to me is what Marvel is to her.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so yeah, man, that might be a good idea as well.
I
We'll have to
I'd
share
love
the
to
screen with
debate.
her. I think she would enjoy that,
I
especially if you might have more input than I would.
I'd love to debate it with her, and I certainly am very opinionated when it comes to Marvel movies,
Cool.
and DC, because
Yeah.
some of the
Well,
directions that
the
they're
DC
going.
episode we could do. We'll do DC.
Okay,
She
you and
likes
I,
DC, but we'll do DC. You and I. So
and I'll have a surprise for everybody when we do the Batman DC show.
sounds good, my friend. That sounds good. All right, I'm gonna go do measurements. Go do
All right.
measurements. We'll
Okay.
compare them, and we'll catch up
Okay.
again next week. Thanks so much for being on, Rick. I appreciate it.
Thank you
We'll
for
see you
having
soon.
me. Take
Oh,
care, man.
please. Like I said, it's you and Sophia, the co-hosts.
Love it.
So it's the
Love
way
it.
it is. I'll
Until they
see you
get
next
sick of
week.
me and they start throwing tomatoes at me, I'm at your disposal.
All right, man. I'll
Have a
see you
good night.
soon.
Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Bye. All right. So you heard Rick. We're going to do the little polite, friendly 90-day fitness challenge and try to get each other's fat butts in shape. I'm going to be 57, so it'd be nice to turn 57 and look a lot better than I do now. But thanks again for having Rick on. I appreciate his input. I always enjoy talking to him. And we will see you all next week. Thanks for watching.